Hi everyone, after the Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 jumpless runs I did, I wanted to see if I could do a jumpless run for Birth by Sleep. I will be doing a video for Ven and Aqua sometime in the future. For now, Terra will get our undivided attention because as we know, he's not too smart up there. He is the reason for the Birth by Sleep game existing after all. So the rules for the no jump run are, I am not allowed to press the circle button to jump, I must defeat the final boss, and shot locks are allowed. With that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Wait. As always, I'm playing on beginner because I'm a total scrub. Line of departure takes a minute. You can just let Aqua and Ven do all the work, but I decided to help them out because I'm cool like that. On a side note, take the maps off for Birth by Sleep. Most of the worlds are just hallways. It reminds me of a certain other Square Enix game that came out around 2010 that was just hallways. So before I started, I wanted to see if the default commands where Terra jumps could be used as a proxy to get Terra to jump. Unfortunately, Terra jumps only vertically, not horizontally. Even though he wants to go forward, he doesn't when it comes to the Blitz and various edge commands like Slot Edge and Blizzard Edge, so these types of commands are useless in this run for movement. It only works on flattish ground, and you can just use Terra's dash to walk or get up those inclines. Here's the good news though. Sliding dash works. Kind of. It does add a little vertical height, but you can't control how far ahead you go. With the mechanics out of the way, let the run officially begin. So there is absolutely no reason to run an enchanted Dominion. Literally, just run all the way to Aurora's room so you can watch her sleep, like the creepy dude Terra is. Then run away because Aqua might be watching, and you don't want to deal with her again. Beating this manifestation of Terra's guilt after staring at Aurora is easy, as you're playing on beginner. Cinderella's world has nothing that we can't do. This world is just a big hallway. Reminds me of another FF game released around the same time as BBS. I hope you guys are getting it. I feel like hitting the final boss is supposed to optimally be done by jumping, but ground combos work as well. Anyways, this world is easy. Finally, we are at the Dwarf Woodlands. So our first major roadblock occurs in this level. After the magic mirror tells Terra that he saw him staring at Aurora from 2 worlds ago, the mirror tells Terra that he'll forget he saw Terra if he runs a small task for him. So we have to run a lap around the castle for the magic mirror because the mirror doesn't have any feet. At first I was a bit worried about having to jump on these bubbles to go up, as that's normally what I do, but you simply can walk on them. So this is our first major roadblock on the level. You have to climb these 2 large stairs, and you definitely need to jump. Unfortunately, sliding dash doesn't work. So are we out of luck? What do we use? Shot locks. I'm glad I made the rule that shot locks are allowed. If you use Terra's Sonic Shadow shot lock, which we luckily start with, he'll teleport himself above like magic and he'll safely land there. Easy. Now, we are finished making the lap outside and we can make our journey back. Time for our second roadblock. More stairs. Luckily, we don't have to find any ways to move up the stairs, so we can just use the shot locks again. Be happy that this is an easy one to do as it will get harder as we go along with the game. That's it for the level. We get to the magic mirror, but he still wants Terra to do laps. They have a disagreement and Terra kills the magic mirror. Terra is so scared that he goes to see his uncle Senyan. In Birth by Sleep, as soon as you finish the 3rd world, meaning you can travel to Senyan's tower, buy 2 arrow commands so you can start leveling them up to meld the Aurora command. I know it's Yen Sid, but Senyan sounds cooler. Do this now to avoid wasting a lot of time later, as this is going to be necessary in Radiant Garden. Now we are finally in Radiant Garden. This is why you need the Aurora command to make Aerial Slam. This is needed to go up the fountains. It will take a few tries, but you will eventually get it. I found that the best way to go without using the fountains is to have Terra use Aerial Slam right next to the ledge, as he will grab on like I do, and with enough luck, you can air slide onto the top. So this is the actual bad news, guys, no joke. You do have to jump on this fountain. I have no idea how to get up without jumping onto it. There are no enemies and the walls are at 90 degrees, so there is nothing I can do. I'm hoping that one of you guys thinks of something as I'm out of ideas for this one. This brings our total jumps for this run to 1. we have failed the run. The new challenge is to find out how many jumps are required to beat the game. After jumping on the fountain, you'll have to use aerial slam again to avoid jumping on the third water column. And now we can air slide across. Don't be too discouraged if you can't make it, as this is a hard jump to do. Now our final roadblock for the level. Once you get away from the fountains, you typically have to do 3 jumps to get to the top of these pipes. Unfortunately, we have to jump. We can use the aerial slam technique to scale 2 of the pipes, but we will have to jump 1 more time, as there are no enemies above us that'll spawn. That makes 2 jumps for the no jump run. Don't worry guys, I have a feeling there won't be any more. Without dwelling on that for too long, beating the Transformer is easy. It's just longer than usual since we can't jump to properly whack him. Also Ven's here, so Terra needs to look cool. After that, running back to Xigbar is a straight line and requires literally 0 jumps. You just need to fall down. The fight with Xigbar shouldn't be too difficult. I just suck at the game, which is why I'm in critical health. I feel like Xigbar would be a more formidable foe if he wouldn't tell us he was about to reload, but I'm not complaining. A few cool things happened to me while I was fighting Xigbar. If you use a shot luck at just the right time, you can get to see Terra from Xigbar's eyes through this invisible wall. I love these little glitches. Also, when Xigbar is shooting you, literally just stand by the pipes. I was laughing when I discovered this. I know it's brag, but he'll always be Xigbar to me, or Lushu for now. He might even be the Master of Masters, I don't know. Disney Town is literally just racing. You win the race and leave, you don't have to fight. Olympus is just fighting and no platforming, so do nothing differently as you normally would. So we are almost done with the game. Deep Space will be third to cause us any kind of trouble, but I'll tell you now we won't have to jump. Our first obstacle are the stairs that you have to get up. Terra can dash up one, but then immediately falls back down. I thought this was it, and I would have to jump, and then I remembered our trick from Kingdom Hearts 1. Just swinging the Keyblade is a legitimate solution, and it worked for Terra to magnet his way up. After flying outside, you'll be in this room where the guns want to kill you. Ignore them and use your shot lock to try to get to this gun above. Make sure that you have one that moves Terra and not one that shoots, unlike me. I'm a dum-dum. With a proper shot lock like Sonic Shadow, Terra will teleport above. Doing this may take a few tries. I missed my first shot and fell down. I think you need to destroy the gun to fall right there. Otherwise you fall outside, but you'll get up and have cleared the gap without jumping eventually. Up to me making this guide, I always thought you had to fall to the bottom to disable gravity to go through the door, but you can just fall directly towards the door. Time for Leroy. If Donald was here, he would use thunder magic to harm Leroy, and it would work because elements mean nothing in this game. Now for our last roadblock. I will say that this one is harder than the Radiant Garden aerial dive move, as Neverland's aerial dive move requires much more skill and patience, but especially luck. Getting over this large gap will cause some problems. Notice how close I am to the edge. You'll want every inch you can get. Just try not to fall down. What you want to do is get an enemy as close to the edge as you possibly can and then use aerial dive to get Terra into the air. What I tried to do is go to the closer platform, but the game knew that I could do better and pushed me for gold, so I tried to do another dash and somehow it worked. This jump is hard to do, but you'll get it eventually. This is one of the hardest jumps you'll have to do in the game. Congrats, you did it. Before you go to Skull Island, you will face a minor roadblock. Very minor, only a few cars worth of traffic. This little edge here, there's no enemies to use aerial slam, no shot luck, and basic keyblade swings don't work. What do? Terra's dash is so OP. As a side note, can we all agree that this is one of the best, if not the best, information or objectives we have in a Kingdom Hearts game? Put Peter Pan in his place. I love everything about this scene. The music playing, the shaking camera, the fact that he says, "You won't stop me," at the start of the fight like he wants to be a tough guy. Anyways, putting Peter Pan in his place doesn't take any effort. His biggest gimmick is that he can fly. Scary.
You won't stop me!
So now we are in the endgame, not this endgame. So that's basically it guys. We've done all the jumps that you have to do in the game. All 2 jumps. There is none to do in the Keyblade Graveyard. All that's left to do now is beat the game. So let's finish it. Terra kills his master because Ericus doesn't want Terra to date an older man. But Terra knows he has true love for Xehanort, so he teaches Ericus the hard way by killing him. Terra then goes to propose to Xehanort in the most romantic of places, the Keyblade Graveyard, but gets sucked up by the tornadoes on his way to propose to Xehanort. Before that, he buys some life insurance, aka surge insurance, since Xehanort is an old man and Terra ain't that into Aqua to be a poor man. Being on a budget, Terra only buys the only type of life insurance he knows, fire surge insurance, and then goes to see his lover, old man Xehanort. Terra uses all the fire surge insurance he has on Xehanort, his stepson Venus, and his own armor, but they all die to the cheap fire surge insurance since it has no coverage. So that's it guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. We are now mission complete with a total of 2 jumps. I would like to hear if you guys know of any ways to skip those 2 jumps in Radiant Garden. Having 2 jumps feels worse than if we had 20, as 2 is so close to 0, not that I would rather get 20. If you like to spice up your life, get a pet lion. If you want a new way to enjoy Terra's campaign for Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, play it without jumping. Don't forget to drop a like down below. Thank you for watching. Ven's campaign is next on the No Jump Challenge. Until next time.